Howdy everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm Damon Karas, and today we're going to be going over the new announcement of Halo Studios and Halo moving to the Unreal Engine. Specifically, we're going to be going over my opinions on how it affects Halo and the sub-community that is Halo Clans. Now, I've since retired from doing Halo Clans. However, I was a part of the clan community for about 12 years, so I have a pretty decent concept of it all. And I've probably been doing it a lot longer than most, which is the reason why I felt the need to do this video for you. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm sure you've all heard the news about Halo Studios and Halo moving to Unreal. Unlike everyone else, I'm not here to give my input on whether that was a good decision or not. Instead, I'm simply going the route of judging this decision from the perspective of someone who's been doing Halo Clans for about 12 years, give or take. I will admit that I'm currently retired from the clan scene, as Halos would like to call a game that is struggling to be a video game and is more of a brand at the moment. I hope to see this change with the rebranding of 343, but I'll reserve my judgment until I physically play a game that this new studio has produced. As for what this means for Halo, this change can be really good, or it could fall off pretty fast like Halo Infinite, depending on what kind of sandbox there is to work with. Considering the Unreal Engine has a lot of assets from being an engine for years, I'm hoping that between mods and Forge, we see a huge revolution of the Halo Clan community's forms of content. For those of you that are new to Halo Clans, or simply do not care to keep up with the community, there are a few forms of game modes that clans currently do on a somewhat universal scale. The first and foremost of all of these are raids, essentially large battles, typically an AV8 or in Infinite's case 12v12s, that are like siege bases or like attacking bases. You defend one side and you attack the other kind of deal. The bases are typically favored for the defenders, with the attackers having limited sandbox items to work with to take the base. Raids nowadays last about an hour, and the victor is normally determined by who has the most people in the base by the end of the game. Now there's a few other different game modes that actually go through too. So there's Blitz, basically raids with control zones that determine who can spawn in or not, depending on who has the control zone. Team Tax, various game modes with assault rifles only and no shields, and front lines. Essentially trench warfare, or if you've ever played a Battlefield game, conquest mode. And there's a lot more than that in the community, I'm sure. In fact, I've seen Griffball make a big deal in the community lately, which is interesting to me, considering it's not necessarily a clan mode, but people are taking with it in stride to make a little tournament out of it. So I'm excited to see how that goes, I suppose. But taking all of these game modes into consideration, Halo Infinite should in theory be one of the best Halo games for clans. However, it's not. Despite it having the best Forge across all Halo games, more customization than most if not all Halo games, and somewhat of a middle ground of gameplay between the Bungie era of Halos and 343s, Halo Infinite still lacks a major way that this new era of Halos will have to fix this any major iteration of Halo Clans, that being the sandbox itself. Without a diverse sandbox, Halo Clans will have little to stand on in the form of inventive custom games. The main staple of being in a Halo Clan is not the roleplay aspects in my opinion. It is the creative game modes and friends you make by playing those modes. Clans can make a Halo game live long past its death cycle, simply because of the unique aspect of Forge. With a better Forge comes better clan game modes. However, these modes can only be as good as the sandbox that they reside in. This is why Halo Infinite Customs and Clans have majorly failed, because the sandbox was too small to innovate on, and that resulted with very samey and repetitive content. Anyway, let's look at the prospective future. With Halo moving to the Unreal Engine, this creates new opportunities for Halo Clans like there's never been before. The first of these is the sandbox itself. Since Halo will be in Unreal now, assets from Unreal have the possibility to be utilized on Halo either through modding or maybe, and that's a big maybe, through a newly improved Forge. Now I think Halo Infinite's Forge was the best in the series at this point, and it would be very hard to innovate further than what Halo Infinite had to offer. But one major update to Forge that would push it beyond even what Infinite offered could be the ability to modify and create sandbox items. Sandbox items being weapons, vehicles, armor abilities, droppable equipment, etc. This could be done in a very similar way that certain glitch got turned into a feature back in Halo 5. In fact, that same glitch got added into Halo Infinite as a script, which is fun. That being the weapon glitch in H5, where you're able to like take a rocket and put it into a sniper rifle, and now your sniper shoots rockets. Or I think the Spartan laser was the best one. You could combine the Spartan laser with the sniper, and basically as the Spartan laser was charging, it would shoot sniper shots the whole time it was charging. It was ridiculous. Or you can actually do it with the super overpowered weapons in Halo 5 as well. So, you know, that with that type of glitch, it made the game more interesting and added different factors. In fact, one of the major factors I can contribute to back in H5 with that is some people use those weapon pads, the weapon pad glitch, to create DMRs that had no scope. And funny enough, whenever you pick them up, it would actually, you would scope in with it, and it would be like as if it was iron sights. So that type of iteration of a weapon or even a vehicle is the type of thing that I'm talking about. Another major advantage of being on Unreal is the core gameplay of Halo being able to be molded to fit whatever we would like. If Halo Studios really pushes game mode options to the max, then we could potentially see the ability to alter every aspect of Halo gameplay. My example to this would be the ability to alter things like explosive radius, explosive knockback, rate of fire for guns, animation speeds, and so on. In fact, if modding gets involved, we can take this a step further and even say that we could see the possible altering of core Halo gameplay. My example of this would be allowing the player to go prone, play in third person, allowing for wall running or wall climbing, and other crazy aspects that you would not typically see in a Halo game. This advanced ability to alter gameplay completely would create avenues for untold amounts of new Halo Clan experiences, and I really hope Halo Studios leans into the modding scene and has a customs games browser with a better accessibility and UI than Halo Infinite's was, so that this becomes possible for Halo clans and can show off their work, so to say. Finally, the last major advantage I see from switching to UE5 is the assets available in Unreal and the ability to port those assets into Halo via modding or a mega advanced forge. This could potentially revolutionize Halo clans, especially if modding is supported by Halo Studios to allow for discoverable servers with an automatic mod download list. Eldorito's Halo Online has this feature and it works wonderfully. With this in mind, we could potentially see Spartans playing on a variety of different assets. I personally cannot wait to punch a Ewok in the face on Endor. Aside from just having new maps to play on, we could also see the addition of all Halo maps throughout history. So that means we're back to Forge World. Rendezvous on Eagle's Nest, boys. All in all, the prospect of Halo being on Unreal could be very good for Halo and Halo clans, but it's all up to how Halo Studios utilizes the engine and how they incorporate it into the next few games. I really hope to see in the next game, in the next big title, a Halo Infinite 2 of sorts, because my initial perception of Halo Infinite was that it's Halo Infinite. It's supposed to have everything. It's like all the Halo games involved. I don't know why I'm seeing it that way, but essentially the way I looked at it was, hey, we have all of the vehicles from every Halo title. We have all of the maps from every Halo title. We have all of the weapons. We have all of the sandbox items. We have everything. And with that perception, I was like, man, Halo Infinite's going to be crazy. But unfortunately, it really didn't live up to that. So, maybe with the next game, we'll see something better. Until next time, Seraphs, I'll catch y'all later.